This is good. I know I always say that in every episode, but this one's really good.
Yes.
Okay. Listen, what to do to get the ring.
Oh.
Get ready.
We are 7 friends with the same purpose of creating happy, stable, valuable women in our society. We want to help you, our communities, and the planet. Because if it happened to us, it probably happened to you too.
To you single ladies, is the ring a must? What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Is the ring a must?
Yes, I do believe
Okay.
Really? Okay, but what if you find like the person and it's like, okay, this is
It wasn't a must for you?
Hold.
Oh,
Yeah. Come on, Danny.
I'm just trying to.
Okay.
Be real. We're the Real Women Show.
No, but tell me.
It was a must for me, but I'll tell you this, okay?
We have one guy on set, he is sweating. He is sweating right now. And it's okay.
Guys, it was a must for me, but I also know of couples that are very stable and very good and they're like amazing and there's no ring
But
yet.
why can't they commit? That's weird.
Like, I will never have children if I don't have the ring.
No, because you wouldn't even have your husband's last name, and then the kids are gonna have your husband's last
Unless it
name,
was
and
a
that makes
mistake.
no sense.
And if something happens to you, like he's just like a roommate for the government and for the hospital.
Yeah. No.
Only your mom can
Your
go.
domestic partner.
Guys,
Unless you no.
okay,
Yeah,
but
no.
have you met those couples that do have a ring and the relationship and
a
the marriage is a disaster?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You see,
yeah.
I got you guys' back, okay? Guys, I got you, okay?
Obviously, the ring is not the only thing, but it's part of it. It's like it gives you like another level in the relationship. That's how I feel.
New level unlocked.
Yeah.
Now you're a fiance. What I think about relationships that you have to constantly create. Because if you're doing the same thing without a ring, married or not married, it will get boring. So society, to me, my viewpoint is that it created the fiance stage, the girlfriend stage, the wife stage, and then what after that? You know, maybe you become a mom and the parents. So it's this constant create. And don't worry, we're going to give you tips. We're joking around right now, but we are going to give you tips on what to do to get the ring. Because some of us have been through it. We have 2 ladies here that no ring yet. So we want to know your thoughts on, is it a must?
Eileen, is it a must?
Eileen.
It's ideal.
Okay.
Yes.
Why?
Just because it's what I've been taught. I have a domestic partnership.
Okay.
And just because I had a baby with this person. So I'm like, oh, if I go to the hospital, then you need to be able to be there, right? So I built a domestic partnership. I would like a ring. I think it's so ideal. It's like just an idealistic, just a beautiful idea of the action of it, and just to see that you are, and obviously carry that symbol. But it's just a symbol, you know. So am I gonna die if I don't get it? No.
Would you stay in the relationship if you don't get it?
We bring you realness and we bring you show.
The romance.
Is that our slogan now?
I love it.
I love it.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But again, it's because that is the next step. So
It-
whether
it's
or
the
not we're
crea-
not in the next step.
Yeah. Yeah.
But again, if there's something that's working, then you don't necessarily need a ring to show that it's working. I think you could show it with or without it. So, but no, I won't say if I don't have a ring.
It is out there.
Okay.
Okay, Stephanie.
Wow. In the spotlight.
No pressure.
Red, listen up.
If you're watching Red, this is for you.
Turn up the volume.
If you're not red,
Turn
keep
up
it
the
scrolling.
volume.
I was very clear from the beginning, day one. I wanted a committed relationship. And I asked him, do you want the same? And to me, because you need to explain what that means to you, because it can mean different things
No
for
ring,
different
yes,
people.
ring, kids, no
Exactly.
kids.
Like,
Totally.
For me, it's like ring, get married, have a family. That's for me, like a committed relationship, and not in 10 years. I'm ready now. Are you ready now? Yes? Okay, he told me, not in this exact moment, I'm ready, but yes, that's what I'm looking for, 1 to 2 years. Okay, now we can start a relationship in the same page.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm looking forward now, because I know it's gonna happen.
Would you feel the same way
You're
if
so
you were
bright.
21?
Thank you.
Would you feel the same way if you were 21?
I was married before, so at 23. So yes,
We bring you realness and we bring you
the funny part of this. Yes. So I always thought the same thing.
Okay.
I'm never.
Stephanie was 18. She was like,
No, in you guys, I have so many funny stories, but yes, I always knew what I wanted.
That's good.
And it doesn't mean that I'm like this prior relationship didn't work.
Yeah.
Like I'm not with this person, but those were always my values.
Yeah,
Like
that's
I want to
good.
be in a committed relationship. I want to build some.
you believed in love.
I believe in love, and I believe you create love.
Yes.
And it's a decision. And when you make a commitment, this is the person I'm gonna build with. Both have to be committed, of course.
Yeah.
Both have to be in the same page, and both can create that for sure.
I love that. I
that's
love
so
that.
I didn't want to get married at all. Like I didn't want to have children. I didn't want to get married. I didn't believe in that because
Okay.
every marriage I saw around me was so terrible that I was like, like
F
why?
that,
I just
yeah.
want to be alone, maybe die alone with a dog and in the beach, and that was like my plan.
Wow.
And then Omar kind of shook my stable datum right there, and then I'm like, okay, I want to get married now. And he was like,
What do you mean? What do you mean by stable datum so people understand?
by stable datums was I had the stable datums of marriage don't work, men always cheat.
Like you believe those things to be true.
Like, yeah,
beliefs.
like there's
Okay.
no such thing as monogamy. Like I
Wow.
didn't believe in any of that. And I dated a lot of crappy guys, of course, because those were my stable datums. So
Right.
I wanted to make myself right.
And let's go from that to how do women take responsibility for getting the ring, right? Because we want to say, okay, what to do to get the ring. And it is what you create and what you believe. Because if you don't believe that they're good guys, if you don't believe that marriage is going to be a good thing for you, you are going to be attracting these men that are also don't want the same thing. They're not going to take you serious. You're not taking them serious because you're going to want to make yourself right on it.
Yeah.
I remember when I was like maybe 16, 15, 16, started having like boyfriends. I was like, yeah, I believe in marriage and I want to get married. I want to have kids. Then I turned 20, 21 and I was like, hell no, I am never going to do this. I'm just going to like date and no marriage. Like I don't believe in any men. So I was attracting men that were not committed. And so then I got my stuff together and I started to think, what does a wife look like? How does a wife act? How does she dress? To me, by the way, not society. Like, what kind of wife do I want to be? And I started to become this person, and then I attracted my now husband. So I know we wanted to talk about be, do, have, which I think a lot of people think when I have the marriage, then I'm going to be a wife, which in theory sounds like, yeah, when you get married, then you become a wife, but it starts at the B. Like you have to start acting like a wife, whatever that means to you, dressing like one, if you want to learn how to cook, if you want to learn how to like manage your home, if you want to learn how to also manage your business and also now create this new beingness, right? This new like persona. Okay, now it's not just me by myself and my business and my job. Now it's me, my business, my job, and now I am a wife. What responsibilities do I have now as a wife? And I think the men that are ready and want the same thing look for those qualities.
They look for it, yeah.
They look for a woman that needs him to now bring her from here to here. So that's my take on like how I got the ring was like I started acting, talking, walking, moving, thinking, not just about me as a single unit, but I was like, there's going to be someone that I'm going to share my life with.
I agree with that 100%. And I also think it has to be with the right person.
Oh my God.
Because some girls and women out there also start acting like a wife to guys that don't even want to be committed with them. So don't think because we're saying that now you have to go do it to the wrong guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to take some responsibility about this right guy.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. If you would have met my husband 5 years ago, I would have said, that's not the right guy. Now, don't get me wrong. He's an incredible guy. He's always been. But people are like, well, he's not the right guy because he doesn't bring me flowers. He's not the right guy because he doesn't think of taking me out. Not the right guy because of this, because of that, and these other things. I literally train my husband to be my husband, if that makes sense. Okay? Hold, don't judge him, okay? Because he trained me to be a wife for him. So, for example, I am very Colombian, guys, just too Colombian that like there's
You cannot get
everything.
the Colombian out of
Like
her.
they will never get the Colombian out of me ever. Now my husband did not dance. No good. No good for the Colombian.
I think we have two
Colombianness,
testimonials
okay?
like that here.
Now my husband, now in Colombia, they serenade you, they give you love letters. Like the culture part is very much like that, okay? Well, my husband isn't like that. He's American, he's never experienced that. And normally I would have been like, well, that's not the right guy, right? No, I literally taught him, I'm like, baby, you know what? I love when you give me flowers. Now, don't give me flowers right now because that means I told, like you're doing it because I'm telling you now.
Well, this is where it makes sense.
But I said, baby, I like flowers. I enjoy flowers. It makes me feel like you love me. And he's like, oh, well, duh. Well, nobody has ever told him that. Nobody ever, like, he didn't know that was a thing. He didn't know that. So how could I expect him to give me something if I've never told him that?
Yes.
You see what I mean? Like, I'm taking responsibility. So guess what? The next time, I'm like, oh my God, he got me flowers. I'm like, he remembered that I told him this 2 months ago. And then he continued doing it without me telling him. But at the beginning, I had to tell him, right? Same thing. I said, you know what? I write a love, like a little heart on the mirror and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, that's cute. And I'm like,
That's it?
what do you mean?
Give me more.
So I said, baby, like when I write stuff like that, I'm expecting you to like write something back or like
I didn't even know
or
that.
tell me,
I wasn't even
or tell me like, oh my God, thank you, I love, like something.
Yeah.
He didn't know that.
Exactly.
How would he know? So you, my friend,
Yeah.
you have to take responsibility, you know, for making the right guy. Now, if the guy is not willing to do any of those things, well, that's a different story.
Exactly.
You see?
Because you're already
Oh my God,
communicating.
Because you already said,
point.
like, I like this, I like this. Guess
Yeah.
what? My husband dances now. My
Yeah.
husband loves to dance
Yeah.
at Colombian parties only. And he does it because he loves me, you know? He doesn't dance with anybody else. I've asked him, like, can you go dance with Lucy? Dance with my mom. Like, nope, no. He does it for me. You know
Yeah.
how valuable that is? So, he's the right guy because I made him the right guy.
Yes.
And
Oh
he
my
made
God.
me the right woman.
I love that.
So,
I love that.
That, my
Yeah.
friends, what to do to get the ring.
No, and you remind me, when I started dating Omar, the first time I went to his house, it was totally a bachelor's place, right? He didn't have a TV. He had golf clubs in the middle of the living room. When you opened the freezer, he had a Red Bull. I opened the thing and he had like condoms, and I'm like, I'm like, this guy's gonna cheat on me. This guy's not the one. Oh my God, he's gonna. I'm in it again. This is bad. Like
the movie.
I was like, oh my God, this is bad. But then, you know, when I started talking to him, also my intuition kicked in a lot, and I was like, this guy has a business. He's successful. He loves his family. Like, look at all the other things that you have seen. But I was like, I need to test it out. I need to test out if this guy's like really committed to me and that relationship. So I was like, hey, love, I think you should buy a TV. And he was like, oh yeah, okay. And then all of a sudden he sent me a picture of the TV, and I'm like, okay, good. And then, babe, I think you should buy a new couch. We don't fit there, like it's a very small couch. He's like, oh, well, yeah, you're right. He bought the new couch. And I was like, oh, wow. Like he started caring, and then little by little, like I started like helping him like put his house together and like buying a table to eat and all that stuff, because it seems like he was never in his house, you know?
Yeah.
And then those little actions that I did to like kind of help him put in a home as well, and him being very responsive to it and being like very willing, like, yeah, okay, let's go together, let's buy some new silverware, let's buy some new stuff. It kind of showed me, okay, he wants it, he's ready, and he's committed. And then he bought me like a toothbrush, and I was like, okay, that's it. He put a toothbrush, and I was like, it's official.
But you created the home.
Exactly.
But you know what? I have for myself 2 rules in a relationship to create a healthy relationship, and is no nagging and being really grateful when the person shows you love and do those things, and show them that you really appreciate what he's doing because they do it because they care about you.
That's cute.
Exactly.
What would you guys recommend or say, because you guys are the experts here, when the person shows you love the way they know how to. But when you have a different way of getting loved, or you would like to get loved differently. But for example, like this person likes to clean.
Yeah.
And to that person, it's like, this is how I show you
My
that
act
I
of
love you
love.
because I clean. Exactly.
Yeah.
But you're just like, I don't, the house could be nasty. Just give me a damn flower. You know, it could be like that.
But I
I
think
would
it
say
goes back
just-
to what Daniela was saying.
Yeah, just granting beingness. You know,
Yeah.
give a big, well, that's what I would do. Give a big acknowledgement to the cleaning.
And then
I love
ask
it. I love that you clean. Oh my God. Da, da, da. But you know what? I also love flowers, babe. Like, that's
When you
just...
clean, put a flower on.
Yes. And you know, I'm gonna go.
When you go to the supermarket, baby, like if you see a flower that you like, buy it. Like, I love them.
Have
you
you
know?
ever listened about the 5 language of love?
Yeah.
Yeah, is recognize the language, because if your language is cleaning or flowers or words, for me the words are not too much. Like, I really matter when the people will do something and show me that way. And let's say my husband is the words, and he say beautiful words for me, and say, okay, that's beautiful.
But that's not. But stop.
Okay, done. I don't care.
Like action or the touch. Like let's say if he's next to me and he touch me, like for me I feel super loved.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
those things.
And it's about the
it's
communication.
recognized.
Yes.
Recognize what's the language. For me, touch. I prefer more like the sticky part than the gifts or the words.
Oh wow.
And
Yeah.
that's it's recognize the language.
Yeah.
I have a funny story about that. When I started dating Red, he wouldn't be, I'm all about words. Of course, actions too, but I like words. I like, you know, the
Tell me.
romanticism. Tell me, just tell me more. Yeah. And he wasn't like that at all. And every time I would bring it up, he would get a little bit like, I don't know what to say. Like, what do you want me to say? I'm like, why don't you use your tools and ChatGPT it? And send me like something.
ChatGPT is the answer, guys.
Oh my God, Red. I always look at the comments that Red puts, and I'm like, oh my God.
No, but let me tell you the
But
crazy
it's
part.
amazing.
He started doing that, and now he became this person that he's
He
so
learned.
good with words.
Guys, use
learned.
the tools.
Honestly, I
Use the
have
tools.
every time like I come, I'm like, baby, look at my nails. He's like, oh my God, those are the best nails I've ever seen. Thank you. It's so simple. That's what I want. Even if he's lying, thank you so much.
But it's the willingness of
It's
the
the
partner
willingness,
to learn. And we use the word train because whatever, but it is we're both learning. What does he like? What do you like?
Exactly.
And when you're working as a team, and another tip for this, what to do to get the ring, unless you're in a toxic relationship, which you already know if you are or not, okay? So this does not apply for people in toxic relationships. Do not listen to anybody else outside your relationship, because this is you and the person, and you're working as a team. It's like a little dance. Okay, he likes this, he likes that. My own mom, my friends can have an opinion, but that's their relationships. Like, wait, you cook for him every day? Like, what? It could be wrong for somebody. It could be like how the way that he wants me to show him love. It's like a home cooked meal, and I like doing it. I enjoy doing it. So it's your own dance. That's very important, because you're going to build a family with this person. Also, I want to talk a little bit about on the guy's viewpoint, because there is a lot of pressure on you guys, because the men buy the ring, the men go pick the ring, the men are, and I've seen it when my husband asked me to get married. He was very nervous. I've never seen him that nervous ever in my life. So I do want to acknowledge the men out there that come to that point of realization where I have found the woman, because that says a lot about you.
Yeah.
There are many good men out there, many good women out there, but when you feel confident that you have found the person that you're going to spend the rest of your life with, that's a good job to you. That's
Good
a
job,
well
guys.
done. That's a well done to you. Because it also says you're not like questioning yourself. You're somebody that can make decisions. You're somebody that's like, okay, this. Also, the age has a lot to do with it. Some people are ready at 21. Some people are ready. I wasn't ready until I was like 26. And I was like, okay, I'm ready to do it. So it's, where are you at in your life? Are you still trying to figure out your own issues, you're always gonna have problems and issues. And especially when you add another person, now you're working
You
together.
have other ones,
Right.
other issues.
But the one thing that Steve and I always say, Steve is my husband, we were talking about this the other day. He said, the most important decision that you ever make in your life is picking the right partner. And we both agreed on this.
Yeah.
Because we see people that pick the wrong partner and their lives, not that we're going to judge them, but their lives are not ideal. Like we wouldn't trade lives with them. And you can see because they picked the wrong partner. And they know that, but they just stay there. But the most important decision is picking the right partner. And then we went back and forth on this because I was like, oh, like we were talking about my cleaning lady because she was telling me her love story, how she like was going to be a lawyer in her country, but then she fell in love with this guy, came to this country. She loves her job and I love her and I would not know what to do without my cleaning lady. I love her so much. She enjoys it. Like, those people that love their job. But then when she told me I could have been a lawyer in my country, I was like, wow. But I fell in love with this guy. But she saw the positive on it. But I have my kids and, I love them. But it was like that one decision that you make to be with the wrong partner will completely change your life. And I can speak, and I'm so grateful and blessed that I can say, I know that I picked the right partner because my life gets better and better every day. I am happier. Another thing that we have is that we are each responsible for our own happiness. He adds on to my happiness, but he does not make me happy. I have to make myself happy. I have to be happy with myself, with who I am, with how I'm feeling, and then he adds on to that. So that's, I think, how men and women can take responsibility on what do you do to get the ring. It's like, work on yourself, be happy with yourself, and talk, communicate, like you were saying. Teach them what you like, what you don't like, and the person will try if they're willing to do it. Like, they'll try. But having those conversations of like, okay, this is my ideal scene. Is this your ideal scene? Yes, no, maybe so. Because we can do another episode on dating, because that's a whole different.
I have two tips.
Yeah,
I have two tips. One is, and I have to do this plug-in, but I read, and both my husband and I read this one book that really got him, to do the ring and to propose. And that was Elena Cardone's book. It was Build an Empire, How to Have It All. That book, if you are in a relationship, I highly, highly recommend it. Please go get it right now.
I think we've all read it, no?
I read it because of you guys.
There's one part, that one chapter, my favorite chapter, is called The List.
Yes.
Guys,
The best.
the best, okay?
Yeah.
That's the first book I'm gonna recommend. Now, the second series of books is these amazing courses that I think most of us have done.
Yep.
There's 3 of them, is how to salvage a marriage, how to maintain a marriage, and how to create a marriage. Because you might be in a relationship, but you might have to salvage it, maintain it, or create it, and all of those are by our best friend, L. Ron Hubbard. So make sure that you check our links for those.
Yes.
I want to add one.
Yes.
Go for it.
Everything that you say, plus, it's not like the other person choosing you. You choose the person and take that responsibility is very important because voy a hablar en español.
Sí,
Algo
dilo.
que vi y personas que están alrededor mío es, no, le parece linda, me trata bien. Es como si la otra persona te escogiera, entonces sientes que tienes que devolverlo. Entonces, no, es como, yo te escojo, yo elijo estar contigo y eso te da el verdadero valor.
Wow.
Y el poder.
Wow. Otro aplauso.
Ay, me encanta.
I love that. It's such a good point because you are always at a cause point. Like you're causing the relationship rather than waiting for them to grant you the beingness of you're my girlfriend, you're my fiance. So, and you take responsibility for the other person. And in both areas, because I think men have that pressure of I'm responsible for the finances and the family and like the more serious things,
Yes.
And women in most households are responsible. Like I said on the other episode, is like we create things that people cannot see but can feel. It's magic. Is what we do in the relationship is magical. I mean, we starting from creating life, right? Starting from having children. But if we just go when you were saying like, you told him to buy a couch, he purchased the couch with the money that you can see, then brought you the couch and you can see the couch. But you're in the home. Now you're creating that environment, you're creating that feeling that you cannot see, but he can feel. So choosing the right partner I think it's the most important decision that you can make in one lifetime.
And this goes to women as well. Like, I think we have a big role into creating such a harmonious and peaceful environment. And that has such a big impact in our husbands and in the family unit that you're creating. Like, being like happy, communicating, creating that space, that safe place for your husband is going to help him be more successful. It's going to help him grow. It's going to help him even treat you better. Because if it's constant chaos outside, we live in planet Earth, come on, it's extremely chaotic. And then you go home and it's even more chaotic. That's when relationships crumble and fall apart. So it's like a lot of responsibility for yourself, the environment, your couple, and if that communication to work together and create that.
I love that.
We create
magic. We create magic.
We
do. I think that this episode can expand if you guys drop your questions in the comments below, because I want to know what you girls are struggling with. If you want to get the ring, but you're not getting the ring, how long has it been? How many years? I mean, we didn't even get into how many years.
We didn't get into, does the size matter of the ring? I mean,
the ring, guys, the ring.
the ring.
Yes.
Doesn't matter. How big is it? How big is the diamond?
How big? Yeah.
How many carats?
We want to know these. I want to like.
We should do another episode on that.
We should do another episode.
Does
the size matter?
But put ring. Just
With a ring emoji.
Put a ring or put something.
Do not confuse that emoji with the other emoji. But I think like there's gonna be questions on this because I want to know, like, if I think back, it's very not confusing, but it's kind of like, you know, like I knew I was with the right guy, but I was giving him his time too. We got engaged. I mean, and also I was 26 when I met him, so waited 2.5 years, which is fast, I think.
Yeah.
I waited 8.
But you guys met
That's right. I was young.
I waited the first time. I mean, it's the only time I've been married. That time, I waited only 1 year, and it didn't work. So
exactly.
It's really
So it's like
other factors.
And then we can talk about like.
I've met people like 4 months and they're still together. So
I mean, you guys,
that's
like fast.
Yeah.
1 year,
Yeah.
and they got married. So like it's different, right, for everybody. But you knew? Did you know that was the person, or were you like, I don't know?
I thought that was a person.
Okay.
I think you never get married to divorce.
Okay.
So, and I mean, that's another story.
It's another
it has
episode.
other factors, but it hurts when you realize it's not. But after that relationship didn't work, my friend Shia gave me how to create a marriage, and I read it, and I'm like, okay, now I understand. I didn't have the knowledge, I didn't have the information, and I take full responsibility. That's why it didn't work. I didn't have that, and then I entered in this relationship with Red, and you guys told me about building an empire, because I was still, a little bit confused in certain things. I read it, and I'm like, I can do this.
I can do this.
I got this.
Oh, I love that.
Yes.
It's about getting the right knowledge.
It is all about having both the right knowledge.
And both. The guy and you have to be on the same page, getting the right knowledge. Knowledge is power, right? But you have to have the right knowledge, because if you have the wrong knowledge, then you are not going to be powerful or in power. So I loved this conversation.
I love it too.
I think there's definitely part 2 of this.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think, but you guys are going to help us with that. Give us some questions, some concerns, some complaints about your partner. This is the only time we're going to let you complain. We will let you know how you're responsible for that complaining. But feel free to put it on the comments down below. Thank you for being here with us today. We are the Real Women Show. We bring you realness and show. If you want to create, maintain, have a happy marriage, make sure you check out the link below. And as always, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. See you on the next one.